Hello everyone. So this is a special strategy session on demand because many students keep on asking how much time it takes to complete all three parts. So my question is, can you pass all three MRCOG parts in 1 year? What do you think? Drop in the comment box. What do you think? Is it possible or not? Let's talk about the honest answer, particularly keeping in mind the busy doctors with full-time duties. So here is your host, Dr. Bhawna Khera, founder MRCOG courses, and we specialize in bringing you the courses with 70% less study time. But today's session is about the strategy. So the honest answer for me is yes. But that does not happen by accident. It takes a specific approach which actually most candidates miss on. But that's what I teach to many of our students. So here is this for you as well. Anybody of you can use this strategy and let me know if it worked for you or not. Now, first thing we have to learn, plan from the day one. Plan from the day one. So when you plan from the day one means the day you seriously commit that from now onwards, I have to complete this MRCOG, every part in one go. And three parts means you are appearing for the January 27, then you are appearing for the July 27 part 2, and then you appear for the November 27 part 3. And that's how all three parts in 1 year. But definitely it is for those who are seriously committed to it. Committed to it does not mean that you take a leave for 1 year. I am talking about that small commitment of your time along with your duties, your family responsibilities, everything going around and yet finishing your degree. Now, why this is not an easy approach and where does most candidates actually lack? So the mistake most candidates make, it's not the lack of effort and it's the lack of structure, it's the lack of strategy. Basically, it's a timeline trap. What happens? Usually, when anyone decides to go for part 1, he starts preparing part 1 in isolation. Thinks that once I will clear the part 1, then I will start for part 2. So suppose if you are going for the January 27 exam, your result will be in the February. Now at the time of February when you are ready for your part 2, then you see like, oh my god, only 4 months and I have heard so much that there is a lot of syllabus. How can it be done in the 4 months? So thinking that many of the candidates actually defer their exams. So that is where the trap is. And I call it as a timeline trap. So basically, don't prepare part 1 alone. Don't prepare part 1 alone. Instead, prepare part 1 and part 2 together from day 1. That's the first trick of this trade. 3 reasons why this works are coming up. I'm going to talk about the 3 reasons why you should do this. So first rule, don't prepare part 1 alone. Prepare for part 1 and part 2 together from the very beginning. Now why? Obviously, we all go with the evidence-based medicine. So what is the evidence for this? 3 reasons. 3 reasons. One is the cognitive momentum. You are already working in the obs and gynae. You are totally immersed in the obs and gynae. So flowing directly into the obs and gynae academic mode makes an effort very much less for your brain, and your brain can quickly rebuild the context because you are not starting from the zero. So the brain is already primed for it. And then once you are into the flow of the studies, then this smoothly slides into the part 1 preparation as well. So your brain stays in the subject And that's the whole game. Second thing is topic overlap. See, topic for part 1 are not separate from part 2. They are the foundation. Let me give you some examples. Like when you talk about the pelvic anatomy, you talk about the course of ureter in the part 1, and in part 2 you have the ureteric injury, fistula, surgical complications. So you are using the same concepts there. Physiology of pregnancy. Once you are going through the blood pressure changes and everything, here it comes as a preeclampsia, HELP, cardiac diseases. So the concepts just go one step further. Pharmacology of the uterotonics, and here you are talking about the same drugs in the PPH management. Microbiology, here you are talking about the bacteria, and here you talk about their antenatal clinical infections, neonatal effects, intrapartum care. So when you study for part 1 in isolation, you learn the same topic half-heartedly. So you do all the effort in the part 2 again. But once you start reading for part 2, then you are already reading more extensively, so getting prepared for part 1 simultaneously. Reason 3 is the 70% rule. By part 1 exam day, you have already covered 70% through part 2. 70% of the part 2 syllabus already covered by the time you reach your part 1 exam. And now the 4 months period, upcoming 4 months period, does not seem to be small. So what does this mean? There is no panic, no overwhelm, no dropped attempts, and better prepared. And what if this all happens with a study time of 45 minutes to 1 hour daily, not with the crushing hours? So most candidates start part 2 prep with 4 months and zero foundation, and you will start the upcoming 4 months after your January exam from the 70% foundation. So what you do is today you start with part 1 plus part 2, spend just 1 hour of your time on the studies, and by in January clear your part 1 with next 4 months of 2 hours daily study, cover up in the July, and then in November you can go for your part 3 as well. So 3 exams, 1 year, daily study commitment, that's actually will make you achieve this in 1 year. What it actually takes when you are coming for this, what actually you are signing up for? Less than you think, more consistent than you would guess. Because the game is not about the more number of hours, the game is the consistency, because the system which we have built will teach you like you can drive. You don't mug up driving, which you have to remember in the last few days. The system, the way you drive, it is just into you, and you keep on doing it at the spinal level. That's how the system drills the concept into you, and that's how you can solve the answers easily. So 1 hour daily, right kind of content is very much important, because if you are thinking of reading guidelines cover to cover, covering everything, this and that, it's going to be overwhelming. So right content, the content which is made for less study time, question first revision, and realistic expectations, right? There will be days where you will be missing on your studies, but that does not define you. The days you could follow your consistency and discipline, these are the days which are going to help you achieve your goal. So it's not important to be intelligent. It's not important to be intelligent, because anytime it could come to your mind. It's about strategy and consistency. Average doctors pass all 3 parts not by being brilliant, but by being consistent. So if this approach makes sense to you, let's have a 15 minutes conversation, and you can contact me on the numbers on the screen, and we can talk about whether this strategy is right for you or not. And that's what our combo plans in the course brings you to. So plan smart and pass fast And if you really want to do all these three parts in 1 year, then just let's have a conversation and see you are a right person for this strategy. Thank you so much. And if you like this video, just drop a comment below so that we know that you are following. And if any particular topic comes to your mind or you need any information about MRCOG, you are welcome to drop a note and we'll be happy to make more content on it. Or you can get back to us on our WhatsApp numbers or on our email ID, which is flashing on your screen. Okay, bye bye. See you in the next session. Take care till then.